Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire Service. Let's talk with Karen Klassner, the head field hockey coach and the athletic director at Wyoming Seminary. Karen, the PIAA today gives the green light for fall sports. I think cautiously optimistic is one of the words I'm thinking of. Hopefully, we could go forward here. What are your thoughts, both, as a coach that's been around quite some time, an athletic director? There's a lot of things. You'll have eyes on a lot of things this fall season.
Well, I'm definitely excited for the kids because they've been off fields unless they're in clubs 4 or 5 months now. So a lot of the kids were anxious to get back on the field and they're anxious to be competitive. And luckily our league is able to go on. Don't know what'll happen. It changes daily. It actually changes hourly. So I was pretty excited this afternoon, and the vote I thought would be closer, and it was not. So I'm hoping that gives the governor a message that really the PIAA board voted highly in favor of playing. So at least we'll get a chance to start. Will we finish the season? No one knows. So we'll take each day as it comes.
Yeah, I mean, between school and athletics, we're not sure. Different schools have different models. And then you have officials to think about, and then you have parents and possible spectators. There's a lot of factors in this big picture of fall sports high school in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how popular athletics is, and it gives the kids a really good outlet. They work hard for what they get, all of them, all the teams in this area. I mean, our field hockey league right now is probably one of the best in the country. And both us and Valley West, coming out of this area and both winning state championships, did a lot for the area. So, we're excited to try to get back if we can. Getting out of our league is the hardest part of the whole thing, though, and they've stepped back a little bit. I think they're only going to take one team in field hockey, the district champion. So, the games are going to be very important.
And if we get that far to the playoffs, are you optimistic that there could be playoffs, or are you thinking that might be a little bit of a pipe dream right now? I think it's probably, as you say, it's going to be a day-by-day approach, probably a week-by-week approach, and at some point a game-by-game approach.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, we have no choice but to do that because of the safety, and as kids, start coming in, it'll be interesting because the kids have to have physicals, and we're part of the physical. I know I was to my doctor for a physical, and automatically they tested me for COVID without me even asking, but now you've got to show symptoms, and I wasn't showing anything. So some kids might be automatically tested and not even know until the test comes back. So we've got a plan in place, as do most of the schools, and we'll see what happens. We're optimistic.
And of course, a lot of these kids, we go from March till the end of August here. We're going to see, I think, kids that might be in really good shape, and then there'll be some in the middle, but I think you'll see, both ends, kids that maybe haven't done a whole lot in various sports. And hopefully these kids will get their feet under them the next couple of weeks and take it slow, trying to get themselves ready for a season.
Yeah, I don't usually say much to my kids, but the other day I did say that really what they do personally is going to have a lot of impact, and they may not think that they're doing anything that could get them in trouble, but they've got to be aware now that it's everybody around them, and that if they want the team to continue and school to open on time, then they need to be smart about who they hang around with and where they go. And we're seeing right now that college kids are not really being very smart, so a number of schools are already closing down. So, when you see that, you're thinking, will we really have a chance? But today, the Twitter was going wild with the local ADs, and then they had changed some dates starting for some of the sports. So the ADs tonight and Friday night are changing their schedules. So, so they're working. I came home, I thought, oh, good, I can relax tonight. And then my phone started ringing with ADs trying to switch to the dates that they gave us. So, for soccer and a couple other things.
September 11th will be the first contest for numerous sports, including field
Mm-hmm.
hockey and
Yep.
soccer and football.
Mm-hmm.
In District 2, in the Wyoming Valley Conference, we're talking about that we know Lackawanna Conference has a little different model in some of their sports. Nonetheless, masks. We know a lot of players in practice will have to show up with a mask. For field hockey, are we talking about possibly practicing in a mask and in maybe playing games with masks?
Yes. The other day when we had our open field, we had our fields closed for the summer, and all the kids had masks on. And I expected to get some good-natured lip back from my players saying, "We don't like this." They did not say one word. No one tried to take off their mask. I just envisioned like a Kelsey Kay or someone. She would have had it right off her face. She probably would have refused to wear it. But the kids did not do that. I think they know what's at stake, and they don't want, a lot of our kids are living with grandparents in their home, and they just don't want to do anything to put anybody else in jeopardy.
It'll be interesting to see which sports may wear masks and which ones may not. From what we understand, Karen, as an athletic director, obviously you're up to date on all this stuff, but right now that's not a mandatory thing by the PIAA, wearing a mask during a contest.
Correct. It's by school, and our nurse has been very cautious, and we actually have a doctor from Geisinger working with our teams, and she's very cautious. So we've had some seminars with her, and it's very interesting. And we were supposed to do a lot of traveling, but we canceled. Our exhibition ski season was pretty hefty in our field hockey schedule. Soccer, we canceled out of some tournaments. So everybody's going to have to make some sacrifices, and you have to take each day as it comes. So it's going to be very interesting with the masks. And then the other day we were spraying down our balls. We sprayed them down before we used them, after we used them with special solution that we bought. We have to have crews come in to sanitize afterwards. There are special protocols you have to follow now. So we're trying to get ready for school, and now we've got athletics on top of that. So our maintenance guys have been very busy, and our faculty's been very busy.
Well, safety is heightened, and everybody's going to hopefully do the right thing, try their best, give this season a shot in the high school for the PIAA in Pennsylvania. Karen Klassner, coming off that state championship, I'm sure you're excited for a season, just for the opportunity. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's hope we could start things out and make a little bit of a run here and get some games under our belt.
I think we're going to have a very strong league. As I've told you, as we've been talking, Seminary has to play 5 grass games, so it's going to be we're going to be against some top competition on their field, and we notoriously do not do well on grass because we're a turf team. So it's going to be a very interesting season. So there's a lot of good opponents in our league, and I think it's going to be a fun season, even though it's going to be a stressful one. I think the kids are up for having a little fun. I hope they don't move. I was asked today about fall sports moving to the spring, and that has been discussed. It has not been discussed here, but our president is very aware of that. And I would feel bad for the spring sports, because then you're putting kids in a position to pick a sport, and the spring sports have already had one season taken away from them. And then to have to share with all your fall sports, I don't think that would be fun for anyone.
Yeah, I think that that'll be a challenge, and there's a lot of big picture stuff that people are thinking about, and obviously you'll be quite busy. 71 years young, you're going to work as hard as you ever have there at Wyoming Seminary with athletic director and field hockey. We appreciate your time, Karen, and have a great and safe season.
Thank you, John. You too. Take care.